Once upon a time, in the vibrant and friendly neighborhood of Bingoville, there lived a spirited little blue heeler pup named Bingo. Bingo was a lovable and adventurous pup with a passion for exploring the world around her. But there was one thing Bingo didn't quite understand: car rides. You see, Bingo had never been in a car before, and the idea of zooming down the road at such high speeds made her a little nervous. But one sunny morning, Bingo's dad, Bandit, had a surprise for her and her little brother, Bluey. "Guess what, pups? We're going on a road trip," Bandit exclaimed with a big grin on his face. Bingo and Bluey's eyes lit up with excitement. They had heard all about road trips from their friends, and now they were going on one themselves. They jumped and barked with joy. Bandit had a big, comfy car with soft seats and a big window in the back, where Bingo and Bluey could watch the world go by. It sounded like a lot of fun. Bingo had so many questions. "Dad, what's a road trip? Where are we going? What do we do on a road trip?" Bandit chuckled and patted Bingo on the head. "A road trip is when we get in the car and drive to different places to have adventures and see new things. Today, we're going to a beautiful park with a lake, and we can play and have a picnic there. It's going to be a blast." Bingo and Bluey couldn't contain their excitement. They hopped into the car and settled in the back seat. Bingo watched the world through the car window with curiosity. Everything looked so different from this new perspective. As the car started moving, Bingo felt a strange sensation. The world outside was moving, but she was staying still. It made her tummy feel funny. She looked over at Bluey, who seemed to be having the same strange feeling. "Dad, what's happening? Why does my tummy feel all wobbly?" Bingo asked with a puzzled look on her face. Bandit smiled at his pups. "Oh, don't worry, Bingo. That's just what happens when you're in a moving car. It's called car motion, and it can make some pups feel a little queasy at first. But you'll get used to it." Bingo was a bit unsure, but she trusted her dad. She decided to focus on the exciting adventure ahead. The car was now on a wide, open road, and they were passing by fields of colorful flowers and tall trees. Bluey was enjoying the view as well, but his tummy still felt funny. He turned to Bingo and whispered, "Bingo, do you feel like the car is spinning in circles?" Bingo nodded and whispered back, "Yeah, it's like we're in a merry-go-round, but it's not stopping." Bluey let out a little giggle, and they both tried to enjoy the strange feeling. Bandit saw his pups having a good time and smiled. He knew they'd get used to the car ride soon. But as the car continued down the winding road, Bingo's tummy began to feel queasier. She couldn't help but make a worried face. Her brother Bluey, noticing her discomfort, leaned closer and asked, "Bingo, are you okay?" Bingo tried to smile, but it was clear she wasn't feeling well. "I don't know, Bluey. My tummy feels all wobbly and I'm getting a bit dizzy. What do I do?" Bluey was concerned for his sister. He knew they were on an exciting adventure, but he also wanted Bingo to feel better. He thought for a moment and then suggested, "Maybe we can ask Dad to stop the car for a little while. That might help." Bingo nodded and mustered up the courage to speak to their dad. "Dad, can we take a little break, please? My tummy feels funny." Bandit, being a caring dad, understood his pup's concern. He pulled over to a safe spot and turned off the car's engine. Bingo and Bluey hopped out of the car, and Bingo took a deep breath of the fresh air. "Dad, why does the car make us feel like that?" Bingo asked. Bandit knelt down to their level and explained, "Well, Bingo, when we're in a moving car, our bodies feel the motion, but our eyes see the world moving by. Sometimes this can make us feel a bit dizzy or sick. It's perfectly normal, especially for pups who haven't been in a car before." Bluey added, "So it's like our eyes and tummy are playing a trick on us?" Bandit chuckled and ruffled Bluey's fur. "Exactly. It's a bit like a funny game, and your bodies just need some time to get used to it." Bingo and Bluey felt relieved to know that what they were experiencing was normal. They decided to take a short walk around to stretch their legs and get some fresh air. They played by a beautiful field of wildflowers, and their queasy feelings started to fade away. After a little while, Bingo and Bluey were ready to continue their adventure. They hopped back into the car, and Bandit started the engine. This time, Bingo and Bluey were better prepared for the strange sensation of the car's motion. They focused on the passing scenery and began to enjoy the ride. As the car rolled on, they saw cows grazing in a green meadow, colorful birds flying in the sky, and even a rainbow after a brief rain shower. Bingo and Bluey couldn't believe how much they had seen on their road trip. Their queasy feelings were completely gone, and they were having the time of their lives. Finally, they arrived at the beautiful park with a sparkling blue lake. Bingo and Bluey were so excited that they couldn't wait to get out of the car. They ran to the edge of the lake, where they saw ducks swimming and playing in the water. "Dad, can we play by the lake and have a picnic now?" Bingo asked. Bandit smiled and nodded. "Of course, pups. Let's have a wonderful picnic by the lake." Bingo and Bluey, along with their dad, enjoyed a delicious picnic with sandwiches, fruit, and their favorite snacks. They played fetch by the lake, splashed in the water, and made new friends with the ducks. It was a perfect day in the park, and Bingo and Bluey couldn't have been happier. They learned that sometimes new experiences might make them feel a bit funny at first. But with a little patience and support, they could overcome their fears and enjoy the adventure. As the sun began to set, they packed up their picnic and hopped back into the car. Bingo and Bluey were no longer worried about car motion. Instead, they were excited about the journey home, knowing that every car ride would become a new adventure. And so, with smiles on their faces and hearts full of joy, Bingo, Bluey, and their dad drove back to Bingoville, where more exciting adventures awaited them. They realized that the world was full of wonderful places to explore, and as long as they were together, every adventure would be a memorable one.